everybody, we're back again with the latest episode of Chrissie's Capers. Muffin's helping us this time. Oh, yes he is. Reluctantly, I might add, he saw us sitting down and that was it, he was on the settee. So we're back in the same spot on the sofa, and we've got another update for what my little assistant has been up to.
I've been up to.
You've been up to. So before we get to that, don't forget, make sure that you've subscribed to Visit Fylde Coast. Make sure that you've hit the little bell for notifications and give this video a like as well, because it all helps. It all helps, doesn't it?
Does it?
So, I'm laughing because I'm going to just digress before we start, because as you can see, she's looking all beautiful today. Turn your head
I
round.
know what's coming.
She's looking all beautiful today because she's had her hair done. And
That's not what you said 5 minutes ago.
No, that's not what I was going to say. And I'm just laughing because while I got her at my mercy in the bath, and she was in a position that she couldn't argue. I'm a cruel carer. I'm a cruel domestic. I'm busy tipping water down her face, making a gasp.
Sat there. She knows I can't stand water down my face. It makes me feel terrible.
It was funny.
It might have been to you. I didn't appreciate it. Down here. Anyway.
Moving on. So, I think we left you last time.
Cruel.
We left you last time and we were both in a very sombre mood. As you can see, we've brightened up considerably since
I
then.
don't know why.
I think it's called gallows humour. We've brightened up considerably since then. And we were waiting for the axe to fall at the result of the CT scan.
Which it did halfway.
It all went very odd, didn't it?
It went very odd.
It went very, very odd indeed. So, we were expecting a telephone call.
And it rang when we went.
And it rang. And we got a guy on the phone, a consultant at the Vic, asking us why he was talking to us. Which was very, very peculiar.
Very peculiar.
So I explained to him why he'd rung us.
Because we'd been told to. Or he'd been told to ring us. Don't start.
Anyway, we explained to him why he'd rung us, and he said, well, I've looked at your results, and
This is the CAT scan on me over.
Yeah, she'd gone in for a CT scan on her ovaries.
Before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he said, your pancreas is fine, your liver is fine, your kidneys are fine, your bowel is fine.
I've got cysts in my kidneys.
Oh yeah, but he said that you'd not got any cancer. Yeah, she got cysts. She got cysts all over. I think if you went like that, she'd pop. So
you've forgotten, haven't you? No wonder living here.
So he said you have got a thickening of your bile duct, which of course is more or less in your liver. Near enough, near as damn it.
The lungs were clear.
Yeah, they were clear. So I think you need to be referred to somebody else for that. So we looked at one another and went, yippee.
Yeah, but
let's shut that shop up.
Equally we thought, no, we don't want referring. I don't want referring.
No.
I don't like hospitals. I've spent too long in hospitals.
Exactly. So we thought we'd escaped one catastrophe. She put a post on Facebook thanking all you lovely people for all your good wishes and how nice you've been and all the rest of it, and then we forgot about that.
But
Friday morning last week, 8:30.
I went for a blood test.
Oh yeah, and she'd been for, I'm forgetting half her story, aren't I? I'm terrible. She's not got Alzheimer's. She'd been for a blood test looking for cancer markers, and that had come back perfectly clear. It was perfectly normal, Nothing wrong with that at all. So that was really good news.
A really big relief, because I think it's anywhere in your body, isn't it?
It's definitely from kind of there down.
Well, they knew they were looking for me bile duct thickening, weren't they?
Yeah. So 8:30 Friday morning, the phone rings and my stomach
we just got
dropped. And I knew there were only one person it was going to be at that time of day. It's got to be
the doctors.
The doctors. Anyway, we do this thing here when the phone rings that everybody thinks everybody's answered it, and the consequence is that nobody answers it. So nobody answered it, so I rang back.
Just do what you do when your doorbell rings and look at one another. Who's that? Who's that? Who is it? I don't know, go and find out. Who is it though? Wait.
Yeah. So I rang back and ironically got the same person that had rung us in the first place. Would she be available for a telephone appointment on Friday afternoon with the GP that had a letter from the hospital wanting to refer us for some further tests, and they wanted to discuss it.
The thickening of the gallbladder.
Yeah.
Bile duct.
The bile duct.
The bile duct.
Yeah.
Let's get it right.
Yes. So you can imagine what we thought. So our smile turned upside down, didn't it?
Yeah, it did.
So, Friday afternoon came.
Are you having a little bitter amnesia, love?
Why?
Because you seem to have forgotten a lot.
Like, what have I forgotten?
Well, you have to keep doing that, don't you?
Friday afternoon came and the doctor rang.
And we were all...
Over to you.
Over to me. Why don't you carry on? You're doing a good job.
Oh, am I? What, a good job of forgetting half of it. So, the miracles of modern technology, I put it on speakerphone and we were all in the room. We were all going like that, waiting for the next axe to fall.
And it did.
So, she said, oh, I've forgotten. Go on, you tell them.
She said that...
It's like she's forgotten as well.
There's such a lot happened.
What a payer.
Oh, it just never
Honestly,
stops.
joking apart, I've got a diary.
Oh, gosh.
I've got an A5 12-month diary. We're writing everything down in that.
It's just awful, isn't it? It's just non-stop.
The gist of it was the consultants at the hospital, don't jiggle that, you'll make phone wobble.
Sorry.
She's jiggling my tripod.
I jiggle a lot.
The consultants at the hospital apparently all today specialise in one area only.
Mad.
So if you specialise in lower bowels, you don't touch anything above the bottom end of the bowel. And if you specialise in ears, nose and throats, you don't do anything with anything any further down. So it's God help you if you've got something wrong with the joint between two specialties. So the guy had sent a letter back to the doctor saying that she needed to see somebody. She needed to see an upper gastro person, not a lower gastro person, about this thickening of a bile duct. So the doctor's on the phone saying, there you go, do you want to have an appointment? So she said, no. You said no, didn't you?
Well, how do you describe how she spoke? She sounded as if she waited for my big axe dropping, didn't she?
In what way?
Well, she sounded, oh dear, doom and gloom. And do you want to go? What they'll do, the things they do to see what's what, is to do a CAT scan,
Which
I've already had two of.
She'll be glowing soon.
I will. Speaking of which,
the scab's dropped off.
And I put poor Jane's nose out, didn't I? Because she wanted to
I
pull it
know.
off.
Can you remember me telling you that she'd got what we thought were radiation burns on her finger? She'd been saving a delicious, great big scab for me to pick off. And it fell
She's
off.
scab mad. Don't know where it went. Anyway, the other alternative was a very, very big operation.
No, the other alternative was an MRI scan, and you said no to that as well.
I said no to that, simply because, number one, I can't lie flat for an hour. Number two, well...
She's incredibly claustrophobic.
I'm very, 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 very claustrophobic. I really am. So she said to me, well, the other alternative is this very big operation.
If they find that you've got something wrong with you.
If they find that I've got something wrong. But quite frankly, you won't survive it.
To be brutal, she said.
So we are all going to another. Am I hearing right? Am I hearing? I said, so you're giving me the alternative of do or don't? She said, well,
yeah.
What can you say? She says,
if you have got something wrong, if you have got something sinister wrong with your gallbladder, it will mean a very big operation. And to be brutally honest, with the frailty that you've got and the state of your heart and everything else that's wrong with you, you wouldn't survive it. So she said, well, that's devil in deep blue sea, so definitely no then. Didn't you?
Well, she practically said you're doing the right thing without trying to influence me.
Yeah, and then she also
because we don't know what's causing it, and I've had the tests, and she said the thing that's puzzling her is that my bloods are clear of cancer anywhere, and she can't understand why this is happening, because to all intents and purposes I've not got cancer anywhere. So what do you do, you know? I mean, she pointed out I weren't exactly ill. And I've got so many things wrong. In fact, the man from the hospital said, you're too frail to stand anything. And I'm thinking, am I? Am I frail? Am I frail, Jane?
Yeah, you're frail, Chrissie.
And I don't feel frail. I mean, some people could say, yeah, I'm frightened to death. But what's the point? You've got to just go with it, haven't you? So anyway, she said, think about it for 2 or 3 days. If you want, and I'll ring you back. And we'll see where we go from there. I says, there's no point. I says, if I'm going to die on the table, or whatever, what point is there in pursuing it? I feel she's right in that I wouldn't be able to stand the rigours of an operation. I think she's quite right, actually, because I know I'm not wonderful, but I look normal.
Yeah, a bit of slap and a bit of lip.
I just look perfectly normal till I stand up, and I'm like Queen at 95. Bearing in mind I'm not quite 95.
94. She's 94.
I'm not. So it just absolutely floored us. And it took some time for me to sort of digest it. We just kept looking at one another and trying to reassure one another, and, you know, is this it? You know, I daren't ask her if I were going to have a limited time, but they don't know if I've got anything. So what do you do?
So I said, well, when you couldn't make your mind up at Christmas whether you were going to die on multiple occasions, the only conclusion that I came to was that you've got to make the best of and enjoy every day as it's presented to you and not worry about tomorrow. So that's what we're doing, isn't it?
Can't do any other, Jane, because it's, you know, between a rock and a hard place. If I have an operation, I'll probably die. And if I don't long term. But she did say that cancers, if there is anything there, in older people are a lot slower growing, which I know they are. So I don't know.
So
I just can't see I've had it taken out of my hands, because why die when you've not got to die that particular operating day?
Exactly. So we're going to build her back up a bit because you've been a bit.
I am.
haven't
Yeah,
you?
I
People
am.
keep saying to me, "How's your mum?" And I keep saying she's all right, but she's not.
I'm not, no.
And I think that sort of summarises it, doesn't it? All right, but she's not. She looks fine sat here.
Especially when you've got some rouge on.
Especially when she's got some rouge on. I'm doing it again, repeating you.
Mm.
So we are going to try and build her back up and resolve whatever was wrong with her last time. What have you got? He's got gaffer tape stuck to his
Oh,
foot.
that's
Come
what's
here.
a dog.
Come
on.
here.
Come on, Lizzie Dripping. What a fanny.
Just look at this. I don't know where he's got that from.
Can't eat
You're a
gaffer
wally.
tape.
You're a wally. So we're going to enjoy what we've got, aren't we, Muffin? So hopefully
Oh, you're getting mad.
when we've built her back up a little bit, we shall be able to go back out again. And obviously it's May, so it's got to rain.
They also said as well that there wasn't any cancer in my bowel.
Yes, they did. I've already said that once.
Yeah, have you?
So in our attempts to fatten her up, I got her some candy floss. Because I thought it might have...
You could pad a wound.
I thought it might have made a funny video if I'd have been sort of shoving candy floss in her mouth. Well, it's about a week since I bought this, and it was obviously lovely fresh candy floss when I bought
Oh,
it.
I love candy floss.
In fact, I bought it the day. Can you remember me doing that drive time to Bispam? I bought it that day. And it's been downstairs where it's cooler, and then it's come upstairs, and we had about half of it, didn't we, the other day? That's what's left.
It's like a shoulder pad.
I could kill her with it, honestly. It's like a rock.
Told you she's aggressive. Oh, and you forgot, didn't you? What were I going to tell you? Actually, just a bit.
What were I going to tell you what?
Let
Oh,
me
I think I
think.
broke it up, whacking you with it. Sideways?
Oh, it's been awful to me.
What did you forget?
I forgot something doctor said.
I don't know.
Oh, she was more surprised when I started laughing. You could hear her fall off a chair, as if to say, is this woman daft? I said, but what can you do?
Gallows humour, isn't it?
I said, what can you do? If you don't laugh, you cry.
Exactly.
I mean, don't get me wrong, we're taking it very seriously. But in a couple of months, they're going to redo my tests for cancer markers and keep an eye on it. So it's not like being just cast asunder and
Yeah.
it doesn't matter. I just
I
wanted to
think-
tell you.
Yeah.
She's been very good, really.
Yeah, she has. Yeah. I think your biggest problem is tell boom bang a bang.
That. Because I said to her, I says, what's the frailty in my heart? She said, yeah, afraid so. Ah!
But she's got a very good liking for candy floss.
You asked so, Mama, you didn't know that.
I don't want any. It's
Well,
gone,
why are you
it's
shoving
gone
it
like
down
rock.
me? Oh, I can eat rubbish, can I? Honestly, I'm only fit for rubbish.
So we thought we'd give you an update. So as you can see, there's life's too short to sit being
To stuff a mushroom.
miserable and
Yeah.
stuff a mushroom.
Yes.
So we're going to drink tea, eat flat candy floss, and hopefully soon we'll be back out on the cake run,
Hopefully.
won't we?
I'm still eating your last bit.
Have another one.
Where you have some? It's edible. She's probably trying to poison me.
I know where all the money is.
I had to stop myself then from throwing this tea at you.
So I think that's it for today. Is that about it, do you think? I've got a right headache. I've always got a headache.
I think she's saying that that's your lot, Barney.
Yeah. Well, I think we've brought them up to date, haven't we? So until next time.
Fingers crossed there's not anything to update on.
Yes, exactly. Let's hope that we don't get any ding-dong doorbells or phone calls that we're not expecting.
Every time our phone rings, I'm thinking, oh, God, what now?
So don't forget, make sure that you've subscribed. Give this video a like. Please don't report me to age concern.
I think you're better because she's very cruel.
And until next
time,
until next time, we'll see you soon. Bye for now.
Bye for now.
Bye for now.
Toodaloo.